where there's no justice, this leads to chaos.
This is the first thing which creating the civil war in Africa.
Aujourd'hui, il y a la peur de la justice d'une part, et il y a aussi d'autre part la pression sociale qui fait que parfois on préfère aller trouver des solutions plus traditionnelles, mais qui portent atteinte quand même à l'intégrité des droits fondamentaux.
One of the biggest impacts of not having norms and standards, especially for victims, it just makes them feel completely disempowered and they have no way to find redress for the injustices that have happened to them.
Il y a une certaine réticence de la population face à la justice.
If you are appearing before a judge who is not independent at all, who receives orders from the executive, you have no chance.
In our region, for example, because the criminal justice system grinds so slowly, somebody can be in jail for a very long time awaiting trial.
If we have overly punitive responses to individuals and we lose trust in the criminal justice system, then we find that this is hand in hand with crime and a breakdown in the rule of law.
I have been surprised at how many lawmakers that work in ministries of justice don't have a basic understanding of what gender is.
Il y a beaucoup de textes qui sont là, mais le problème c'est un problème d'information, un problème de sensibilisation.
Le droit, c'est le fonctionnement de la société. Aujourd'hui, tout le monde doit savoir comment fonctionne sa société pour pouvoir bénéficier de l'accès à certains services de base.
Fair, effective, humane and accountable criminal justice systems are fundamental to upholding the rule of law.
International norms and standards on crime prevention and criminal justice are really important for lifting the international response.
Upholding our common humanity and our shared human dignity is actually in the collective public interest. This is key to the rule of law, it's key to ensuring community safety, and that's because social cohesion and the welfare of all is actually, these things are mutually supportive.
The United Nations has guidelines on crime prevention, and those guidelines encourage understanding of theories and concepts to do with crime prevention, but they also promote good practice.
The Mandela Rules and the Bangkok Principles, these are standards and norms which set minimum standards that governments and states especially should have in place in order to provide minimum protection. Then you have the rights of the child, which is an international convention, and basically it is there to protect children.
Je pense que l'éducation joue un rôle important dans la prévention du crime et de la violence.
On a besoin de grandes réformes au niveau des universités, dans les formations, par rapport à l'accès à la justice, aux questions de genre, dans tous ces aspects.
You know, in English, they say prevention is better than cure. Prevention is better than cure. Well, the education is the way of prevention.
It is important to teach university students who are the future judges, prosecutors, parliamentarians, investigative journalists, to think and to critically engage them into this idea that in the future it will be their role to monitor and take action when necessary.
These models have been developed in a way that could be easier to implement, not only for professors that teach in College of Law, but in political science, in public administration, in criminology.
This isn't simply learning about what the standards and norms are. It's learning about what the standards and norms can do in practice in the hands of local actors from a range of different disciplines.
L'initiative E4G arrive effectivement au bon moment et je prie les collègues enseignants de tous les niveaux de s'approprier de ces instruments-là, de les implémenter dans leurs enseignements,
Or, des modules comme ceci, ça va dans les cas pratiques et ça donne beaucoup de détails qui permettent à ce que nous puissions réajuster un peu notre façon d'enseigner.
I think they are excellent tools since they're available online, accessible to professors and lecturers all over the world.
To me, the project holds great promise because at a time in their lives when they're really forming their opinions and values and gathering their subject matter knowledge and looking to apply that within their various professional settings, that they learn about the importance of standards and norms as a reflection of our common humanity and as a key means of upholding our common humanity.
I hope that they're able to think about their own experiences and see how they can bring about change in their own communities.
The generation of readers who will be following those modules will be different. So I think that the studies will then be more prosperous, and we have more opportunities for young people and not so young people to develop themselves.
But also, those who are not even making decisions, because they have an understanding of these issues and can see it and know that there is a better way, I think that they will less likely accept the status quo as it is. They will react.
Yeah, because having knowledge is one thing and doing something with it is something completely different.